Hello, 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 hello. Hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. And, well, I don't know where this is gonna go, how it's gonna go, why it's gonna go. But ultimately, today we gonna talk about the embarrassment we saw yesterday on the pitch. Let's say it as it is. Let's say it pound per pound as it is. Embarrassment we saw yesterday at home at the Emirates against Newcastle in Carabao Cup semi-finals. So if you're new around here, subscribe. If you like the video, like the stream, helps a lot, much more appreciated. I'm lost for words. I'm kind of still. I know it's 24 hours have passed pretty much. Well, 22, but I'm still kind of lost for words. If you have thoughts you want to discuss, leave them down in the chat or in the comments. I answer to every single comment, pretty much. But yeah, I'm gonna say this: if you are Arteta fan, Arteta sexual, Arteta only fans, if you have some weird urge to defend Arteta still, this stream most likely won't be for you. And if you get easily offended by that, well, I'm sorry about that, to say the least. But yeah, yesterday Arsenal played Carabao Cup semi-final. Carabao Cup semi-final. Arguably the easiest trophy to win this season for Arsenal. Place where we could have built some momentum. Let's just put it that way. That could have been the cup we win. Maybe to win the momentum to go into the second part of the season. Maybe you're going to sign someone in January. We're going to talk about that because it's also getting on my nerves. Because David Ornstein has said some stuff about January transfers. And trust me, you're going to throw your shit at the screen when you hear this. But ultimately, yeah. Big up coach. Big up my guy. We definitely have some stuff and thoughts to share and to discuss, because yesterday that was, I don't know even how to describe this, but that was, well, pain to say the least. It was hard to watch. We created something, let's be real, we created some chances, but the incompetence that has been with us throughout the whole 5 years still persists. We cannot finish to save our dinner. The best chance we hit the post, which also doesn't count as shot on target. Second best chance, our so-called striker closes his eyes, tries to head the ball, it hits his shoulder and goes wide. I'm talking about 29 here. I don't know what to say. Everyone just played shit. Ultimately, everyone just was god-awful yesterday. Skelly, maybe he was the best out of the worst, the best of the rest, as it says, or the best out of worst, let's just put it that way. I'm struggling to put my thoughts together, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try my best, but we'll see. We'll see. Big up Nathan, see you my guy, see you, big up Nathan. Big up. The ball is different. Pause. Even Ten Hag not so sure. Exactly. Ten Hag, he said the era's come to an end and everything. You know what's the mad part? At this stage, as I'm live, Spurs play Liverpool in Carabao Cup second semi-final. First game is at Toilet Bowl Stadium at Spurs, right? Currently, as it stands, Spurs have bigger chances of getting to the final than Arsenal in this. And if Spurs win and get to the finals, oh bloody hell, will it be hell on earth, to say the least. Again, bad day at the office or part of a bigger problem? Genuinely, it's a additional dimension to already existing and persisting problem that we have been talking about, well, since last year. Let's just say for the last 2 years. And I'm talking specifically gameplay-wise. Team-wise, this has been an issue since, well, 3.5 years ago, or if not even more, let's just put it that way. Dude, don't pretend that last year, first half of the season, till that break we went to Dubai, ate salt-based meat, pause, and all that stuff, we weren't the same. It's just the fact that at the moment we are even worse. Let's just put it that way. That is the big thing. That is the big thing. It's not just 7 months. It's a continuous issue. Let's just put it that way. Because it has been the same thing over and over and over again without any indication that the manager is learning from his mistakes. Yet we are persisting with the same thing. We are playing United this weekend in FA Cup. If we play like this, I'm not gonna lie, United coming off a draw at Anfield, it could be rough. I'm not gonna lie, it could be rough, as mad as it sounds. Yes, we beat United, but that wasn't convincing. We scored 2 corners. They nullified us from open play in the league. I don't see too many indications that it will be much different on weekend. And the biggest part is, when things don't work, managers usually think of different ways to solve these situations, right? But the way we have seen Arsenal play and try and solve these issues, there have been no solutions. Because we played shit. The next game you'll think Arteta will find solutions, but we played the same way we did before. We don't change anything. That is the big thing. Martinelli 1v1, I'm not gonna lie. That was the most confident Martinelli one-on-one situation I've seen since Brentford last year when he scored into empty net. Let's just put it that way, alright? When Fabio Vieira put him out one-on-one into empty net. But ultimately, Martinelli, the touch, the run, everything he did, exquisite. The shot he took, also the technique and everything, it looked very confident. But then he hits the post, and everything he did up until then pretty much is erased instantly. Because getting in a good spot, that's one thing. Finishing that situation is a completely different one. And we usually pretty much struggle in that last part, in finishing those situations. And it shows. It genuinely shows. 23 shots, 3 on target yesterday. And after first half, we had about 2-3 shots on target. So technically, we didn't even have a shot on target. That is the big thing. If you don't convert your XG, it's a bad day at the office. Dude, XG might as well not exist. Like, before XG got introduced, nobody cared about it. Nobody wanted it, let's be real. Because for me, I didn't care. I still don't care in a way. Because I see a chance, he scores, good job. He doesn't score, dumbass. That's it. There is no XG. Oh, he had 0.7 XG and added to the other XG he had from the other situation he did. So he has 1.2 XG. He didn't score, so he underachieved his XG. Like, why do you need rocket science in football? Football is a simple game. Basically, at the end of the day, you have to score more than the other team does to win the game. Let's be real. Right? But we are trying to overcomplicate things left, right, and center. And that's how mad it is. If you don't convert your XG a dozen times in 6 months, exactly. And we did, and it has been a persisting issue. It was all this season. It was last year as well. Last year, first half of the season, when we went 1-7 in December against Fulham, against West Ham, against Aston Villa, Everton, Burnley 3 years ago, Southampton, and all these games. All those games have the same predominant sources. Not being able to convert your XG. Basically not scoring. That's about it. Let's not use that XG as an excuse. Same thing was against Bournemouth, sorry. What do you think was the so-called XG for all the stats, dumbasses, when Reece Nelson, on his left weak foot, shot it a crossbody from the edge of the box and put it in? I can guarantee you, next 100 shots he takes, in the copy-paste scenario, he scores none of them. Half of them will go into row Z, other half will hit base, the half will hit somewhere a defender, that one chance only goes in. That's about it. Is that like proper XG? No, it's not. XG is a made-up metric at the end of the day. Because you cannot tell me that Haaland in one-on-one situation has the same XG as Martinelli when he goes one-on-one. Haaland, the same XG one-on-one he goes more chances he is gonna score. Martinelli, not so much. Like, Eddie Nketiah won't have the same XG in copy-paste scenario compared to Thierry Henry, never ever. Because the game is just about the metric. It doesn't take the human effect into play. The technique, the style, the nerves, the cold-bloodedness, the ability to be basically deadly, fox in a box, or whatever how you want to call it. It doesn't take any human factors into the account. Like, what did you expect then? Eddie Howe played a crazy formation. Every team, yeah, pretty much every team plays 4-5-1. And it works. Eddie Howe played this formation against us for the first time 2 years ago when we played at the Emirates. Because in the first 10 minutes, he tried to go toe-to-toe with us. And we nearly scored 3 goals in 10 minutes. He said, oh, this is not going to work. He shut up shop. He went to this 5-4-1, and half the time it's 5-5-0. Basically, the striker even drops into the midfield. It's 5-5-0. And we played this game 0-0. It was, I think, the first game we didn't score. We haven't scored at the Emirates that season. It's 22-23 season as well. So he had a blueprint there. And since then, over the years, he has evolved that blueprint in a way that we cannot do anything at St. James Park. And based on yesterday's performance, we cannot do even nothing at the Emirates. We had the chances, we just did. Our 60 million striker is playing right wing. Technically, he's even a midfielder because Mikel Arteta bought him as a midfielder, said it himself. Yet he persists playing him at striker because, well, shit hit the fan and he had to somehow find a solution. And the best part is, Jesus and Havertz are on the pitch at the same time, right? Jesus plays as number 9, Havertz plays as a right wing. When in reality, Havertz is much more comfortable as number 9, Jesus is much more comfortable as a right wing. And to add to this idiocy, this dumbassness, this stupidity, we actually give ball to Havertz at right wing, and we cross the ball to Jesus to try and win a header against 6'8" Dan Burn. How is that ever going to work? When does it ever work? If that is the case, to be honest, let's be real. Because around 60th minute, we pretty much realized we cannot break them down. We're not going to have chances. And then we started to cross the ball like actual Stoke FC. Every time we got a free kick corner, fans were cheering like, I don't know, we just won the Champions League. Like, this is embarrassing to the maximum extent, to say the least. That was shambles. Timber tried to backflick instead of laying it off to... Exactly. Rice was at striker even Jesus came on. Exactly. Gabriel was playing at striker at some point. It was mad. Party stinker. Hairflick Merchant should have... Hairflick Merchant should not even be at the team anymore. Let's be real. He's our creative spark, yet he has, 4 assists since April last year. We basically 3 months away from full 1 year circle, and Odegaard has 4 assists. Where is the creativity coming then? Who is the creative spark? Oh, but when he comes back from injury, we're gonna be different Arsenal. He's gonna be creative. Where is the creativity? Where? He's genuinely creating nothing. Unless he's trying to create a new hairstyle with snot in his hair, it's nothing. How so confident only... Exactly, that's the biggest thing. Half an hour to go in the game. Eddie Howe is looking at Arsenal and saying, well, these lot are useless. Isak, come off. We have to play Bromley or whoever in the FA Cup on weekend. You're gonna play then. Who else? Gordon came off. And let's not forget, they didn't have Bruno Guimaraes, suspended due to cards. Fabian Schär wasn't playing, suspended due to amount of cards. And they still did us over easy. And now imagine, next game at St. James Park. They gonna play. Do you think we're gonna win 3-0 to progress? No chance in hell whatsoever. Captain Hairflick free kick against into the wall. Genuinely, he just... Genuinely, terminate his contract and send him back to Faroe Islands. Genuinely, he's not even Norwegian. He's from Faroe Islands. He's that useless. He's that bad of a player. Genuinely, dude, I'm so pissed today as well. Anyways, player ratings. These will be quick ones because we have still a lot of stuff to talk about. Player ratings. David Raya, 4. Not the best of games, it was what it was. David Raya gets a 4. Jurrien Timber. Tried something, did nothing at the end. 3. Saliba. 3. Gabriel. 2. He was the worst of the two, even though he's been the best of the two most of the time. But yesterday, Gabriel, you could see, wasn't on it. In the first 5 minutes, Isak spun him twice. No, in first 10 minutes, Isak spun him twice, and you could see it's gonna be a problem. And it genuinely looked like Saliba and Gabriel both were afraid of Isak. Because if you look the strikers they have played against, Haaland, in the box finisher, they can deal with that. Gyökeres, he runs at them, but ultimately in the box finisher more often than not, they can deal with that. As soon as you put a Haaland height player, genuinely, a 6'5" player, again 6'4" player with pace, agility, balance, with skills, proper ones, and to actually some tech on the ball with good finishing ability, they're instantly scared. Look what Isak did against them. They literally crapped their pants during the game. Miles Lewis Skelly. See, Nathan's giving Skelly man of the match. And to be honest, I'm giving him man of the match as well. I'm not gonna lie. Even though you could see at times that Skelly is out of his depth. I'm not gonna lie, you could see that, and don't argue with me here. You could see that Skelly was out of his depth at times. Despite that, he was man of the match. And it's not his fault that at 17, 18 years old, he needs to be the main guy at left back after this manager has pissed down the wind 150 million signing players like Kivior, Calafiori, Zinchenko and other bums like that. While we have arguably one of the best left backs still in the team in Kieran Tierney. While he strictly refuses to play him. You cannot put it on Skelly, and I won't. But he was man of the match. He had some bad moments, exactly, he's a kid. I'm not gonna blame him. You could see that he's still raw to some extent. He was out of his depth at certain situations. But still, he was better than all of our experienced players. And people want to tell me, we didn't have the best squad, we have injuries. If you look at this starting 11, only player from our usual 11 missing is Bukayo Saka. Because Raya is there, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Skelly, Odegaard, Partey, Rice, Martinelli, Havertz. If you put Saka in there, everyone's there. And if you watch the, and if you look at this team, it's a Premier League game, you would easily sit here and say, well, that will be a win. That will be a good game. Should be a very solid squad. But yesterday, it looked like they have never played together in their lives. Half the time. Only player from our main 11 missing was Saka. And it kind of feels like, even if Saka was there, we still wouldn't have scored yesterday. What we were doing after Isak started forcing long balls, since when we play like... Exactly! And we are forcing long balls against players like Dan Burn, Sven Botman, Livramento, Lewis Hall. We are forcing long balls against 6'8", 6'4", well 6'8", I'm exaggerating, but of course 6'5", 6'4", 6'1" Livramento. We are forcing the balls against basketball players pretty much. And who we had up top? Trossard, Jesus, Martinelli. How is that ever gonna work? How is that ever gonna work? Like, genuinely. Yeah, their heads were gone. As soon as our team realized that they cannot... I need to raise my chair, it's a bit low. As soon as they realized they cannot break them down because they played 4-5-1, 5-5-0 formation and everything, shut up everything, passing lanes, and they were instantly pressing. Tonali, Joelinton, phenomenal games. To be honest, for me, Tonali was man of the match overall as well. I'm just putting it out there, right? Not Isak or Gordon, right? We started to cross, we started to play long balls, and we play like that to our midget attackers against basketball height player defenders. And if you look at our team, Arteta has strictly purchased players who are like basketball players. Gabriel 6'4", Saliba 6'3", I think. Timber is the bit shorter one, but 6'1" still. Partey is 6'2", I think. Rice is 6'1". Calafiori is 6'3", I think. No, 6'1", 6'2", sorry. As well, we have very tall players. Merino is as well 6'4", 6'3", something like that. We have genuinely massive players in the midfield. But that comes at a price. Not everyone's gonna be an Isak, Thierry Henry, or player like that, where at that height you still have great first touch, proper tech, you can carry the ball and cause danger. You can pass it and you can dribble. Not everyone. And our players don't. Our players are athletes, yes, but as footballers, there's very little to that at the end of the day many times. Yeah, how did Martinelli play a full 90? I still have no idea. Anyways, into the midfield we go. Thomas Partey, 3. I'm not even gonna get into performances and why, I'm just gonna give out ratings. Declan Rice, 4, technically. I'm gonna give him a 4. Odegaard, 1, useless. Send him home, sell him. Trossard, 3. Havertz, 2. Martinelli, 2. Who came off the bench? Jesus, 2. Zinchenko, 1. Jorginho, 2. That's about it. And the biggest thing is, we need a goal. What we do, we sub on Jorginho for Partey. We need a goal. What we do, we sub on Zinchenko. We sub on Zinchenko for Lewis Skelly. And ultimately at the end, we sub on Jesus for Trossard. Ironically enough, again, we are struggling and we make like per like subs. Left back Zinchenko for left back Skelly. Striker Jesus, well, winger Jesus in this instance for winger Trossard. And number 6 Jorginho for number 6 Partey. Make it make sense. At least against Bayern Munich, he threw whole hitch and sink at them, sub on all the attackers he has. Against Bournemouth, when we were losing and drawing, he did the same thing. But yesterday on the bench, look, Jesus, Sterling, those were the only attackers we had on the bench. And Sterling I don't even think is match fit. Because what was the point in putting video out that he's on the bench? He's arriving at the Emirates if you are not going to play him. Genuinely, that was just a PR stunt in my opinion. At the end of the day. Merino, Arteta's love child. Why isn't he playing then if you signed him so desperately? Calafiori, Paris Fashion Week model, Italian Zucchini, Italian Zinchenko. Why is he not playing if he is your signing 45 million? You spend 45 million for a left back to sit on the bench and play a 19-year-old from academy in front of him. Good job. Might as well spend that 45 million somewhere else, huh? Maybe? Where was Merino? Why take Partey of Jorginho? Always like, exactly, nothing changes. 5 years, same subs, same instances, same situations, nothing new. Predictable as a house door. How can he save the ball's fall? Like, the best part is, oh, the ball is different and blah, blah, blah. So how did you score against Preston 5 with those balls? How did you score 3 past Bolton with those balls? How did you score 3 past Crystal Palace with those balls? How? If the balls are different and you don't know how to play with them, how to touch them, pause, and everything. And on top of all of that, by the way, it doesn't stop there. Where is it? Here we go. Here we go. Read this now. Read this. In addition to the Carabao Cup, the same balls has been used successfully in the major European leagues, including Serie A, La Liga, 3 divisions in the EFL. All clubs play with the same ball, and we have received no further comments of this nature following any of the previous 88 fixtures which have taken place in this season's Carabao Cup. How is Mikel the only one? How is he only one who's complaining about shit like that? Like, seriously. How is that even a thing? I want him gone as well. Sack him now. Sack him now. Save the money. If you sack him, 45 million paid into his account because he's on 15 mil a year. God knows why. But that will be the best 45 million Kroenkes will have ever spent. Might as well sack him for 45 instead of buying Calafiori for 45. And bring in a new manager. Bring in a new manager. Genuinely bring in a new manager. Is there a list somewhere? Is there a list somewhere? There we go. Look at this. Look. Elon is never gonna buy us. He wants Liverpool, allegedly, his father or someone. Look at this. Guardiola 20 mil. Deserved. Mikel Arteta sits on 15 mil a year, while Cancelotti gets about 60% of Mikel's wages, 9.6 million. Unai Emery is on half what Mikel is at. And to be honest, Emery has won 10 times more. It's hard to win less than Mikel. Let's be real, Aubameyang won that cup, not Mikel Arteta. Arne Slot is on 6.8 million, so he gets less than half Mikel Arteta gets at Arsenal. Who else is there? Amorim gets 2.5 times less as well. Simeone Inzaghi gets 3 times less than Mikel Arteta. 3 times less. 3! Make it make sense. Sack this bum and sign Simeone. Genuinely, you could go to Inter right now and just offer. Out of nowhere, just offer. We're gonna double your wages, your salary, 10 million a year, for example, right? And we're gonna give you 200, 250 in the next transfer window. At least. Do you think he says no to that? You really think Simeone is gonna say no to that? Plus, we know how Simeone wants to play. And our team is kinda built to play the way Simeone wants to play, for example. Inzaghi. No, Simeone Inzaghi. I'm talking about Inzaghi here, not Simeone. Simeone as well might come. I don't care. What phase? Exactly. Conceição. Whoa, what he did at Porto and Portugal. 111 trophies, if I'm not mistaken. 2 games, won a trophy. Semi-finals in Coppa d'Italia. Beat Juventus. 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. Finals against Simone Inzaghi, by the way. They were 2-0 down. By the end of the game, 3-2 win. 2 games, 2 of the strongest teams in Serie A in the semi-final and final. And bang, instantly a trophy. 2 games, 2 wins, a trophy. What phase is Conceição in then? Huh? What phase is Conceição in? Let me know, someone. Anyhow, let's get our blood boiling a bit. Who wants some boiled blood today? Let's look what this jackass is saying in the post-game interview. On our 2-0 defeat, it's the result. If you look at both teams produced, what both teams produced and the domination of the game, it's not a result that reflects the story of a game. Well, it does. Let's be real. Oh, we had more possession. Oh, we had more shots. Oh, but we had less shots on target than Newcastle. Newcastle actually have a striker up top, not a seaweed German wannabe donkey. Right? And they can actually score. Imagine, if you have a proper striker, you actually can score. How wild is that? It's generally a wild thought if you think about it. It's not always the amount of shots you take. It's what kind of shots you take. It's what you create, not the amount of what you create. If you have proper players, proper finishers, it's about quality, not quantity. Arsenal obviously have no quality, so they need the quantity at the end of the day to score many times. But the reality is that they were super efficient with the chances and they had, and we weren't on this level. These kind of scenarios you need, well, waffle. On the second leg, it's just half-time, and when I see the team playing and how we dealt with a lot of situations and playing against a very good team, I must say, I have full belief that we can go up there and do it. So basically, what you're telling me, you will go to St. James Park and you will win 3-0. Or 2-0 and then it goes to penalties and some can go through. You are telling me this now when in the last 2 times we have gone to St. James Park, we have lost. And we have had 1 shot on target in these 2 games. You wanna tell me we gonna beat them? And that was with Bukayo Saka, by the way. This year we have no Bukayo Saka. Just pack it up, pack it in, shut the fuck up, and let the leave the club begin. Basically gaslighting all the time. Gaslight. On the fatigue in the team, if we lose the game or draw the game, it's going to be down to that. If we win and today we score 3 that we should have scored, oh my god. The story would have been different. It's incredible. They're tireless and how they try every single action, but I don't want to talk about that. Of course you don't want to talk because you're gonna get asked some very random questions, although you won't. They get kind of pre-scheduled before the interviews. We have so many games coming up, big ones, and the team really wants it. Yeah, right. We saw that yesterday, how badly they want it. On any regrets about the game, the 2 goals that we gave away. After the 1 or 2 deflections in the first one, the goal arrives. The preventable, but they generate that chaos. They're good at that. Well, your problem, you cannot defend that. Then the second one in particular, the first and second reception in the box, then the ball cannot go there, score a goal, but it's very, we can do better. Stating the obvious, on not having luck this season. Huh? No. Well, compared to last season, for example, in the Premier League, we are in the same position. We were knocked out of the Carabao Cup earlier, so we are in a better position. There is no difference. You get knocked out in the semi-finals, quarterfinals, or round 4 of the Carabao Cup. Yes, it's more embarrassing to be eliminated in round 4, but ultimately you didn't win it, so it means fuck all at the end of the day. Unless you are a smaller team and the money actually is something useful to you. For Arsenal, it's basically just like a drop in the ocean. Considering everything that happened, I don't really want to use that as an excuse because the team still performs and competes with the best teams. Where do they perform? Huh? We are one of the best teams in form right now. We are one of the best teams in form. What form we are talking about here? One of the best teams in form right now. What the hell are you on about? We are one of the best teams on form right now. What form? One of the best teams in what? Wasting chances, not scoring? What the hell is he on about? Exactly, Top Gunner is gonna eat this crap up. Genuinely, they're gonna eat it for breakfast, supper, dinner, lunch, midnight snack. I don't know what else is in dreams, when they sleep. They're gonna draw it on a chalkboard and lick it off and everything. And we produced better things, so no time to talk about this. Bloody hell. On getting players back for the second leg. Hopefully, yes, we'll have more players. What's the difference? We have had all the players available last year. We had some one unavailable this year, technically. And it's the same result. Nothing has changed. We'll have more options to do that and freshness that we are going to need in this period we play. You know when you speak about this, we will have this freshness that we are going to need in that period. How about you sign a proper bench so you can rotate properly? Sign proper players. Don't waste that 750 million for some useless utter signings like Cedric, Pablo Marie, Kivior, Matt Ryan, Runnison, and players like that. Maybe don't waste. Re-signing Eddie Nketiah, by the way. Re-signing Eddie Nketiah. And Nelson on 100 bags a week. How about that? How about that? On what he can do to help the players finishing chances? Nothing. He can't do nothing anyways. He cannot coach, cannot nothing. Psychological problem. Nothing. Try to improve. Well, cool. On what he can do to help players finish? Nothing. I just try to show them, give them tips. Pause. Don't give them those tips. On what we can do better, I think we kicked a lot of the balls over the bar, and it's tricky because the balls fly a lot, and we discussed that as well. So there are details that we can do better, but in the end, that's gone. You know, this is no way back. It's about the next game, and that's reality of our world. So basically, what can you do to help finish chances? Nothing. I think we kicked a lot of the balls over the bar, and it's tricky because the ball flies a lot. Well, if you're gonna kick the ball, it's gonna fly. It kinda stands to a reason of the kicking the ball. What is he on about? Like, genuinely, what is he on about? Like, I just CPA with this dumbass. On supporters leaving Emirates Stadium early tonight. Oh, here we go, about the fans. That's their decision. We try our best, and it's their decision to stay right behind the team or leave. I think I repeated 1,000 times now how important they are and how critical it is to maintain the level of energy and belief in the stadium to generate big moments at the end that we could have had, and because we were very, very close and make it 2-1, and we would have needed that, but that wasn't the case, and that's not good. So basically, he's blaming fans that his team could not have scored and made it 2-1. Genuinely. He is blaming the fans that them leaving the stadium has caused the Arsenal playing bad. That's basically it is. Arsenal cannot finish if the fans leave the stadium. What the fuck is this? I think I repeated 1,000 times how important they are and how critical it is to maintain the level of energy and belief. How about you actually perform in the game? Give us a reason to cheer, to get loud, to scream, to support. How about that? Give us a reason. You give something and we're gonna give it back to you. We just cannot just give and give and give and give. It's like a very toxic relationship at the end of the day. One just gives, the other one just takes. How about the relationship goes both ways? We give and you also give. Not just we give and you take, and you spit in our faces with crap like that performances, drawing against Everton's, not being able to score, and consistently losing to some crap teams, and for the full season playing utterly shit. How about that? Give us a reason to celebrate. Give us that. Imagine freezing your balls off to go watch that crap. I blame the fans who stayed the full night. To be honest, and that the biggest part is the season ticket you can buy for Arsenal games. It doesn't even cover the Carabao Cup. You have to buy it out of your own pocket, by the way. Don't forget that as well. The Cup tickets are not in season prices included in season tickets. You have to buy that from your own pocket. That is the even worse in all of this. On having a killer instinct in front of goal, we're always going to discuss that when we don't score a goal, because when we score 5 against Palace or 3 next game or whatever, we are not going to discuss that. I understand, and try to help the players as much as we can. You know, it's not about scoring 5 against Palace, 3 against whoever we do that. It's not about that. Because even if we had the proper striker, we would score 5. We would score 3. We could score 4. It's about the fact that you've been talking about this clinical striker for about 5 years now, and we still don't have one. You haven't signed a striker since you've been here. And to add insult to the injury, that striker actually could have carried us over the line. Because that proper striker actually scores yesterday's Havertz's chance. That striker yesterday scores that Martinelli's post. He scores that, and that was at 0-0, which at the end of the day means the game could have gone a completely different way. It's all on you. It's genuinely all on you. On Alexander Isak's performance, I don't think he created or had any big chances. What? The guy fucking scored. How he is not? He didn't create or had any big chances. The guy fucking scored and technically assisted to Gordon. He didn't have any chances. He didn't create. What the hell is he on about? But he was involved in both goals. Oh, ugh. Unfortunately, with Woof. What is the? Hey, yo, I know I'm not English, right? What the fuck does this word means? What is Woof? Anyone know what this word means? Woof. I assume it means with. It just misspelled it, woof. But who knows? With the 2 times that he had the ball in the box, that's what you have. The real quality up front, and they can make the difference. They are very clinical. You know, we could have had Isak at our team. We could have had Isak. We're gonna get to that in a second. On the ball used in the Carabao Cup is just different, very different to a Premier League ball, and you have to adapt to that because it flies differently. When you don't do it, the grip is very different as well, so you have to adapt to that. So he's blaming the balls because we lost. Anyways, that's what you have. A real quality in front, you can make the difference. Very clinical. Look at this. Look at this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna find this. I promise you. Here we go. February 2nd, 2022. Look at this post. Arsenal didn't activate Isak's release clauses because they thought it was above his market value. 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, exactly almost, we didn't activate his 60-70 million release clauses because it was above his market value. Now, fast forward 2.5 years, and we are linked with Isak, and we have to pay 150 for him to get him. Twice as much, if not more, by the way. There's no, if he wins the golden boot or something like that, at the end of the day, he's gonna be 180. Just think about this. We had a chance to sign him for 60-70 million, and we decided, nah, it's above his value. So what we're gonna do in 2 years' time, we're gonna pay double the money for him. 150 it is, if we sign him, by the way. If we do that. Wait, Alexander Isak release clause, Real Sociedad. Yeah, he had 75 million release clauses at Real Sociedad. Arsenal decided not to activate it because it was above the transfer value. Now, fast forward 2.5 years, and we get links with Isak, and we will need to pay twice the money, 150. Make it make sense. Arsenal doing proper business once again, if this comes to tuition. If this comes to tuition, this is what it's gonna be. 150 is just why it belongs the rest of the season. Exactly. I'm this close to checking out the season. Kid you not. I'm almost fully checked out this season already. Anyhow, let's look at some transfers and some other rumors we will discuss today. Some random stuff, nothing special, just to maybe take the edge off a bit. Let's just put it that way. This is from yesterday, right? Mikel Arteta would like to sign Nico Williams, but the finances make a deal this winter highly unlikely. Didn't we just got told that money isn't an issue? Arsenal have no PSR issues? Didn't we just got told that? We finished transfer window with net profit in summer. What for? Finances make a deal this winter highly unlikely. But we have the money. We have the money, no? We just got told that by, who was it, Ben Jacobs or one of those dumbasses? We just got told that. All of a sudden it's unlikely. The winger release clause is just short, well, 50 M's basically, and with the size of his salary factored in, it becomes more difficult. This is utter gaslight and bullshit again. Oh, this is a big one. This was the random stat from yesterday. Bruno Guimaraes had missed just 7 matches since arriving from Lyon back in January 2022. In those 7 games, Newcastle have failed to win any of those games. He's suspended tonight against Arsenal. Arsenal, I know Christmas is gone, but we are just the Santa Claus FC, that gift that keeps on giving. I respect Aubameyang for this. Imagine what we could do with Aubameyang at the moment up top. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, on which goal-scoring machine Arsenal need to sign to get into silverware they deserve. Aubameyang, me. Respect to Pierre-Emerick. Respect to Pierre-Emerick. Arsenal have not been approached by Kieran Tierney as of yet. Cunha is still considering his options, so that is something for some top gooners. Here we go, 150 million if Arsenal want Isak, so that's going well. Oh, this one. Look, after Arsenal's elimination against Bayern Munich in the Champions League quarterfinals, right? The feeling among the hierarchy was that the team lacked certain X factor in the attack. Something special to unlock defenses on the biggest occasions. Fast forward 1 year, we're still lacking and we look 10 times worse. So we genuinely done nothing. Here we go. Yeah, you asked. Here we go. We will look at this. Thomas Rosicki. Yeah. Thomas Rosicki is leading contender for Arsenal sporting director role and has been in regular contact with the members of the club's hierarchy as the search for Edu replacement. Jobs for the boys. Jobs for the boys. He's at Sparta Prague, right? Sparta Prague currently are sitting third in the table, behind Slavia Prague and Victoria Pilsen. 6 points behind second and 13 points behind Slavia. In Czech Republic, there are 3 good teams. All of 3 are on top of the 3. Let's say it as it is. Right? And they're the worst one. They are the worst one. And Tomasz Rosicki also hasn't done the best job there as well. As much as they admire him and want to gaslight it, he actually hasn't done the best job. And I don't want him near Arsenal. Don't want him near Arsenal. Anyways, according to Florian Plettenberg, Brian Buemo is on Arsenal's shortlist for potential summer transfer. Most of these summers that are coming out these days, today, yesterday, tomorrow, and everything, are for summer. It's it's not even for winter. It's all for summer. And that is the worst part. Oh, Spurs still 0-0. Kanash injured, end up playing center back again. Anyways, who is injured for Spurs? Bentancur. Well, shock of the day. Here we go. We talked about Lee Kang-in, that Arsenal are linked with him and everything. Fabrizio Romano has spoken on the situation. PSG is not considering to let Arsenal target Kang-in Lee leave this January, according to L'Equipe and Fabrizio Romano. So as you were saying, we are not getting Lee Kang-in. We are not. I don't trust someone with an earring to make my transfers. That's from the 80s and 90s, you know. Early 2000s. Yeah, 90s, early 2000s. My head is more than hot. It's boiling, to say the least. And this is the big one. David Ornstein on Football Transfers Podcast. Oh, for fuck's sake, misclick. He said this on Football Transfers. David Ornstein said this on a podcast. I don't, and I repeat, I do not expect Arsenal to be one of the most active participants in this January window. You can look at this two ways. If Arsenal are he doesn't expect to be the most active, right? If he doesn't expect, that means that Arsenal either won't sign anyone or the links will be very minimal, right? Which is good. Might mean that we are working on something. The other side of this is Arsenal actually might go for quality over quantity for a change. Obviously, it's Arsenal, so I don't give them any doubt, any hope. So we'll see about that. But David Ornstein is saying that he doesn't expect Arsenal to be very active participants. What is taking Tierney so long? Let him go play ball. He's not leaving. He actually is not leaving yet, at least. Where is it? Here we go. According to David Ornstein, Arsenal have not been approached about a January departure for Kieran Tierney. However, Celtic have opened negotiations with the player about free transfer in the summer, which means he's going to stay here till summer, most likely. I think it's mostly because as much as Celtic can afford to sign him, I think Celtic cannot afford to pay for him and sign him to pay his wages. So they're going to wait till his contract runs out, offer him some bonuses with smaller salary because I don't think they're willing to pay him like 110 grand. He's rotting on that bench. Exactly, I feel bad for him. Because when Kieran Tierney came into the club, I actually thought that he could be the captain, or if not the captain, right, he could have a very good legacy at Arsenal. Very long term, very defining, very unique legacy, because our left back position over the years, in general in Arsenal's history, as there have been some very bright names, in the last 15 years, it's been lacking quite heavily. Let's just put it that way. With your Nacho Monreals and with the current squad we have and everything, Kieran Gibbs and stuff like that, it's been lacking. Let's just put it that way to say the least. Nuno Tavares and Lipsing the Dogs and all that stuff. Right? Kieran Tierney was the bright spot. I actually had high hopes for Kieran Tierney at Arsenal. Genuinely did. I was very happy when we signed him because he actually looked very solid. Obviously injuries stopped his progress and everything. That was unfortunate. But the way this manager, as soon as he came in, basically Tierney and Aubameyang won him the cup. Let's be real. Tierney lobbing the balls over the top, over Walker's back to score against Ederson near post for Aubameyang. They did that. Basically, Aubameyang and Tierney, two players that won the FA Cup for Mikel Arteta, right? But since Arteta won a different style, and Tierney cannot play that style, I hate Arteta for that to this day, by the way. He's not good enough, so he needs to rot on the bench or go out on loans all the time until his contract runs out. And that is another beautiful deal of business by Garlic, Tim Lewis, and all them idiots up there. Because it's another reoccurring theme at Arsenal when players just leave for free. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Lacazette. We generally can name all of them. Or most of them. And I feel very bad for Kieran Tierney. Because I kind of have a feeling if we sacked Mikel Arteta right now, right here, right now, just bang, he's sacked, and brought in a proper manager who just doesn't invert and doesn't use that inverted crap, he actually would play Tierney. And there actually would be a possibility of Arsenal re-signing Tierney and Tierney being here long term. Because Tierney is not a bad left back. He's actually one of the best left backs in the league despite everything. He's not an inverted left back, but he's a wing back. He's attacking wing back, by the way. He can defend very good. He can cross the ball. He has good shot on him. He loves to overlap. He's an old school type defender who loves bombing up and down the pitch on the left side. And that works like a charm. And that's what Arsenal should be doing, actually, in the attack. To stretch the pitch, to help Martinelli or whoever's playing on the left. But Arteta wants to invert, so Tierney is basically out of sorts. And I strongly wish there was a better history for Tierney at Arsenal. And better future as well. Genuinely wish so, but It is what it is. And on the side note about Aubameyang and everything, remember when we were playing, when Arteta just came in, and we had Aubameyang as well and everything, we predominantly played through left side. Genuinely. Just through the left side, giving the ball to Aubameyang. He was double, triple teamed, and we were struggling, and they fell out and sacked. We basically attacked through the left side. We have spent 800 million, and we are now solely attacking from the right side. We have gone the polar opposite. We have gone from one side 5 years ago to the other side right now. We have no balance. We have no balance in the attack. We have no balance in the midfield. Our defense is very unbalanced in these days as well. And there is no consistency in the team. Like, how does that work? You were attacking solely to the left, pretty much through Aubameyang, which makes sense to some extent at the time, but okay, still. Could have used still Pepe on the right, or Nelson on the right, and used Lacazette down the middle and everything. But it is what it is, we digress. Or Martinelli down the middle, we digress. Now, 5 years later, 800 million spent, rely on corners, and we attack solely to the right side, through Saka. It's basically, Saka being out of the team now is more of a sign than ever that we are Saka FC, and Mikel Arteta has basically shithoused his way through these 5 years at Arsenal, every single game playing Bukayo Saka and praying that Saka does something. Because there is no other way to explain the way we are playing and how Saka has carried this team and why his GA is only going up while everyone's pretty much standing still besides him. No other way to explain this. We kind of play on him only. And then it's no wonder he plays full 90s all the time. And on top of that, we are now paying the price. 3-4 years in a row, full 90 almost every single game, 60 plus games a year including internationals, friendlies and all that stuff, and all of a sudden he gets injured. Oh, but how? Why? We never got injured last season. Exactly. Last year we didn't get injured. At some point it had to be balanced out. And this is the season we are getting injuries left, right and center. And again, just wait for it. We're gonna get more injuries very soon as well. As much as I hate to say this as an Arsenal fan, there will be more injuries. And it will be this month as well. Kid you not. We still have 6 games to play this month. 6 games in 23 days. 23? 24 days. No, 23. Yeah, 23 days, 6 games. No, 7 games. 6 games. Sorry, 6 games in 23 days we have. 6 games. Do you really think with this squad we have right now, we will play every 3-4 days without being durable? With being durable, avoiding injuries? No, we're not. You're not a real fan if you criticize. Well, if you think like that, well, not you, but if there's anyone watching who thinks like that, screw you. It's your fault that Arsenal have fallen this low, and it's that you don't have standards for this club. Yeah, this club is cooked. This club is royally cooked, to say the least. Royally cooked. No sauce, no chicken, no nothing. No Saka sauce, no korma, no vindaloo, no nothing. Just plain old boiled chicken. And that is not even cooked properly. Partially with salmonella. This is the tweet that summarizes Arsenal up perfectly. Arsenal play every minute of every game like they are trying to waste time and protect the lead regardless of what the scoreline is. Zero urgency. This perfectly describes Arsenal. Perfectly to a T. Ironically enough. But this from Ornstein is really worrying. Genuinely really worrying. Still 0-0 between Liverpool and Spurs half time, which is kind of good, I'm not gonna lie. Cruzeiro. Anything special happening here? Lyon. Benfica 3-0 up against Braga. Di Maria has scored twice. Interesting. Well, besides that, nothing special is happening in the world football. Kind of shame, I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is, I guess, at the end of the day. But yeah, apparently David Ornstein says that he doesn't expect Arsenal to be very busy. Obviously, you cannot believe that, because he said that Arsenal are not gonna sign anyone in the last day in the transfer window. All Arsenal fans basically bombarded social media with disgust of Arsenal. All of a sudden, oh my god, Nelson is moving. Oh my god, we are signing Raheem Shillings. And all was that basically made for Arsenal fans to appreciate the signing of Raheem Shillings. Big up Pepper in the chat. Big up my guy. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Arsenal, I am tired. Dude, you're not the only one. And it's not looking too good as well. Look at this. Where was it? Where was it? See, summer signing for Mbuemo. Tomasz Rosicki is leading contender for Arsenal's sporting director role in recent news. Arsenal 2.5 years ago could have signed Isak for 70 million release clauses, but decided not to because it was thought that it was above his market value. Now we fast forward 2.5 years, we are here. Arsenal and Chelsea are the only two clubs who can afford to sign Isak, who is valued at 150 million. So in 2 years ago, we didn't want to pay 75 million. Fast forward 2 years, we have to pay double that. It's crazy how inflation works in world football. We had the chance. We had the chance after Aubameyang to sign a proper striker. No, but we signed Jesus, we signed... Yeah, by the way, that was the year. Exactly. That was the year when we didn't sign Isak. We gave Eddie Nketiah 100 grand a week contract extension. We signed Jesus. We signed Zinchenko. And to add insult to the injury, by signing Jesus and Zinchenko, we sponsored Man City to sign Erling Haaland. Crazy how the world works, isn't it? Crazy. We were tracking his car in London. The club couldn't even do the needful. Exactly. There was that. We were tracking the plane, the car. He was spotted in London and all that stuff. And all that was for him to meet with Newcastle's agents. Genuinely, no kidding. That was the case. Anything else? Tierney's staying for now. Aubameyang takes the mickey out of Arsenal. Says that they need him. Arsenal are still breaking records. I don't know if you saw this, Pepper, or not. Arsenal are breaking records. Look, Bruno Guimaraes has missed 7 games since he arrived from Lyon to Newcastle. In those 7 games, Newcastle have failed to win any of those games, right? They rock up at Arsenal. Arsenal become Santa Claus FC. He's suspended tonight against Arsenal. Arsenal give them a win. The curse is broken. Mwah. That's how wild it is. That's genuinely how wild it is. And of course, on top of that, Arteta has the nerve to blame the ball for us, because that's why we lost, and to blame the fans because we lost. Blaming fans and blaming ball for reasons why we lost the game. Because this is what the EFL spokesperson said. In addition to the Carabao Cup, the same ball has been used successfully in Serie A, La Liga, and of course all the EFL divisions. All clubs play with the same ball, and we have received no further comments of this nature following any of the previous 88 fixtures which have taken place in this season's Carabao Cup. But Arsenal are the only one who have trouble playing with balls. However, based on the PR, we love playing with balls. Arteta's comment. Dude, Arteta's comments, I don't know, did you see this? I think you read this. I think we read this. First time. Exactly. I've never heard this as well. Never ever. Where was it? Wait, I will find you this. Of course, the ball flies a lot. That's why we couldn't score. Where is it? Of course, blaming fans for losing. Oh, here we go. On Alexander Isak's performance. I don't think he created or had any big chances. What game was Mikel Arteta watching? If he says that Isak didn't have any big chances and he created nothing. What game is he watching? And the best part is the end of this. That's what you have. The real quality up front, and they can make difference. They are very clinical. No way, Sherlock. It's like when you have a proper striker, you can score. When you have actually a striker instead of a 6'4" German donkey kissing seaweed at the striker. No shit, Sherlock. That's how wild it is. Genuinely. Exactly, what's he smoking? And had bigger chance that he put in the... Exactly. And he created for Gordon, and he scored the goal himself. And then he says that's the clinical ability you need to have. Yet when he had the chance to sign Isak, oh, he was too expensive. He lose to Bayern. Oh, but we don't have a striker, a clinical striker. Fast forward year and a half, he still hasn't signed a striker. He much rather signs 10 left backs than sign one proper striker. Martinelli foolishness, but call him unlucky. To be honest as well, Martinelli is just... He's basically a bundle of everything at this moment. Lack of confidence, lack of goals, lack of assists, of form, cannot score. When he has a chance, he misses. It's actually nuts. Peace out, Nathan. Big up, my guy. Big up. Arteta must be watching football with a calculator. Maybe a telescope. Just got back in the chat. Was it your Wi-Fi or mine? I don't have Wi-Fi. I have optic cable. So it genuinely cannot be me, I think. Especially since everyone was chatting as all the stream along. Since Nathan and Pepper have been in the chat for the longest time. I think it might be you, my guy. Genuinely might be you. Yeah, blurry lens telescope. Maybe also, you know, need a bifocular glasses. You know, like the granddads have, like with like this thick like glasses in them, like with the optical. So one, if you put them like this, it's for the near. If you do it like this, it's for the far and everything. Anyways, we got done over yesterday, right? On Sunday, sorry. Arsenal play FA Cup 7 p.m. No, 5 p.m. So that will be soon before my stream. That's actually kind of nice. Against Man United, so that's gonna be fun. Man United just drew against Liverpool at Anfield, so that's gonna be fun. Let's see what form they are in. Halftime, Liverpool versus Spurs, still 0-0. That's very interesting. I don't even know if I want to engage with Sunday's game. I'm nearly checked out, I'm not gonna lie. I love streaming. I love doing Arsenal streams and everything, talk about this. But the way this club makes me feel, it's nothing like Lionel Richie songs, let's just put it that way. It's straight opposite. It's like me listening to heavy metal for 10 hours straight. My ears are bleeding, my heart is about to explode, I want to basically just disappear. I did predict that Amorim would tactically outclass again this season. He did it already. We still have to play at Old Trafford, first of all, and we still have the cup in a few days, so it will be very fun and interesting to see what's going to happen there. So it might happen on 2 occasions, especially that it looks like, as weird as it sounds, I know it could be a one-off game, especially since it was Anfield and everything, even though United could have won that game, by the way. I think Amorim is starting to figure shit out, and that is very, very bad thing for Arsenal. Very bad. But yeah, I guess only time will tell. 4 days to go. 4 days to go. But yeah, for today, that will be it for me. Big up everyone. Big up, big up, big up. Take care, stay safe, like the thing, subscribe, hit that bell, give your thoughts down in comments below. See you all tomorrow. See what tomorrow brings. Maybe we will sign someone. Maybe we will sign someone. Big up Nathan, big up Pepper, big up Coach, big up everyone. Take care, stay safe, and see you very, very soon. Peace out.